So first I'm going to be going in with my bronzer, and I'm going in with the shade Sand. This is the lightest shade out of the whole collection. She has 3 shades in total, but I do have a fairly light skin tone, so I wanted to go for the lightest one because the others just look way too dark for me. I'm going to be going in with my REFY Beauty duo ended brush. There's one side for blush, which I believe is this side. It's the side that everyone's been using for the blush, and then bronzer on this side. I'm gonna grab a fairly decent amount. First impressions, it's quite warm. I'm just looking on the viewfinder. It is very warm compared to my Fenty Beauty bronzer, but then again the Fenty Beauty bronzer does come in, I think it's 8 shades, and it has a selection of cooler tones and warmer tones, whereas the REFY Beauty, they're all warm toned. And I think that was the angle she was sort of going for. She wanted something that was like a sun-kissed glow rather than a contouring cream. So this is nice. The warmth actually isn't that bad. I was a bit anxious at first when I first bought it because I thought actually it's going to be probably too warm for my skin tone, but actually it's really nice. On the viewfinder it's coming off a little bit more on the orange side than it actually looks in person, but hopefully it will sort of show through the camera right when I'm editing. So I'm just going to do it again on this side. And the brush is really nice. I really like this brush. It's super affordable. I think it retails for £18, and I actually got all of my stuff in the Black Friday sale, so I received 20% off everything that I got. So it made it something like £14 something, which, I mean, for a double-ended brush, I think that's a really good price. So I'm just going to add a little bit more up here. And it blends out really easy as well. It's not really taking a lot to blend. The Fenty Beauty does take a little bit more blending, but I mean it's not a lot. And I'm comparing this to Fenty Beauty because they're both that sort of creamy emollient sort of product, whereas anything that's like in the jars, like the NARS Laguna bronzer or the Chanel bronzer, because they're more of like a waxy texture, they're definitely thicker and drier, so they take a lot more work to blend in. But between the Fenty Beauty and the REFY Beauty, they're very similar, but this definitely blends out a lot easier. However, I like the shade range of the Fenty Beauty a lot more. This is nice, but I haven't got many options in terms of colours because they just get darker rather than getting sort of cooler or warmer toned. So you have just got sort of one shade, whereas at least with the Fenty Beauty you can mix and match between a couple of shades. I know I have 3 shades now in the Fenty Beauty and they all work perfectly for my skin tone. So I'm just going to get a smaller brush and do this down my nose and see how that looks. I normally use quite a cool tone bronzer to sort of shape my nose, but this is quite warm, probably too warm for the nose, because again, your nose you're wanting to contour rather than just warm up, but that doesn't look bad. Okay, so really happy with how this looks. I think it looks really nice and bronzy, definitely giving you sort of that sun-kissed holiday glow, which is what she markets it as, so I really like that. I'm now going to go in with blush, and I'm going to use 2 blushes. I've got the rose blush, but I also have the Malaya blush, so I'm actually going to go with one on each side. I'm going to use Malaya on my right side, which will be your left, and then I'm using the rose on my left side, which will be your right. I'm gonna go in with Malaya using the blush brush, and then on the other side where I'm using rose, I'm actually just going to use a MAC 130S brush because I want to see how it looks with two different brushes. This brush is quite dense and it's not duo fiber, so I want to see how it works with both applications. I'm picking up Malaya on my stippling brush, and I think I've probably got a little but I feel like this side is a lot more seamless. Like it literally just looks like skin. It's not picking up any of the other product on my skin. It's not like playing around with the foundation or the bronzer that I've got on underneath. This side, it's sort of up here where I've got my concealer. It's picking that up a little bit, but not enough where it looks cakey or anything. It doesn't look bad. You can just see a little bit more texture on this side from using the REFY Beauty brush, whereas on this side it's a lot more creamier and seamless. So I definitely prefer using a duo fiber stippling brush to apply it. But in terms of shades, they're both beautiful. This one isn't actually as light as I thought it would be. It looks very deceiving in the pan. It looks extremely light, almost a little bit like a salmon-y pink concealer, but actually on the skin it looks really nice. Really, really nice. There's the two blushes. Let me know which one you prefer the look of, or if you've tried any, which one you like. I'm gonna go in with the highlighter, and this is what it looks like, and it comes in a little squeezy tube. You get quite a lot of product in here actually. I'm going to go in with this brush by Real Techniques, and I'm just dabbing it onto my hand so it can just warm up the product before applying it. And this is meant to just create like a wet look, and it definitely does. I really like highlighters that look like this. I was never really into sort of the trend where it was like that really striking powdery highlighter where it's just beaming, because it looks great on camera, but up close it just looks so dry. And I just personally don't like it on my skin. I do have sort of dry combination skin, so I definitely prefer to use cream products. Okay, so I've done another layer. As you can see, it's just sort of sitting on top, and I am just going to use my finger now to build it up because the brush is diffusing it slightly. So that's how it looks compared to this side. The blush and the bronzer do have ever so slight sort of like shimmer to them, but nothing crazy. So they look nice on their own, but I definitely do like the look of that. I'm actually going to go in with one of the blushes as a lipstick because I'm kind of intrigued to see how it sits on the lips. I'm someone who quite likes a lip balm or a moisture lipstick, so I think these might be quite nice just based off the texture. So I'm going to try Malaya on my lips. I really like the look of that. It feels really creamy. You could definitely get away with using this as a lip balm or a moisture lipstick. They're really nice just to quickly swirl your finger in the pan and pop it on as a lipstick. I think Rose probably would be too light for me in this instance. As a lipstick, I think it'll wash me out a little bit more, but the Malaya is really nice. I hope this video was really helpful and you enjoyed seeing how the products looked on the skin and the different colours. Let me know if you do pick up any of the products because I'd love to know which one you've decided to go for.